Hello, Smithy here. Time for us to pick our 2017 Team of the Year. It is, of course, December, which means time to pick the best 11 players from this year. This is Dan. Dan, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yes, very good. Right, good mate of mine, Dan. Now, we're going to pick a team each. I want you guys to let us know in the comments section who has the strongest team and also who we've left out. It was quite tricky, this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
okay.
tricky.
So what we've got here, we've got a load of pieces of paper covering our team, and we're going to reveal it bit by bit. So first, the goalkeeper. Now, neither of us have seen this, but I'm going to hazard a guess that it's the same player. There it is. I mean, you can't quite see.
That is proper budget, isn't it?
It's proper budget, isn't it? So to confirm,
We've got
my
half
team,
a goalkeeper on mine.
Yeah, my team is in green. Dan's team is in black.
Mine could be anybody.
We think that says De Gea. We've both gone for David De Gea. Was that an easy one for you?
Yeah, very easy.
Yeah, I think he's the best keeper in the world currently. Do you think he's better than Neuer, Buffon?
I don't think you could say he's better than Buffon now. Buffon's been around for he's achieved too much. But I think in terms of current form, he's best in the world.
Yeah, FIFA recognised him as the best keeper in the Premier League on FIFA 18, interestingly. I'm going to put it out there. I think he's currently the best keeper in the world.
Yeah, I think he is on current form.
On current form.
But I don't think you could compare him to a legend like Buffon. I think he's got to do more yet.
Okay, good point. Do you think he will become as good as Buffon was in his prime one day?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay.
But I think he needs to stay at Man United to do that.
Do you think he will stay at Man United?
No.
No, see, I don't think he'll stay at
I
Man
think
United
he should,
as well.
but I don't think he will.
He so nearly went to Madrid. People forget that was an error with the fax machine that basically stopped him going from Madrid. He wanted to go at the time. Okay, United were weaker than they are now, but interesting that he never went. Right back. Wow, same again. Yeah. I hope this isn't going to be a theme of the VT, that it's just the same players. Kyle Walker, do you think he's improved since going to Man City? It did disappoint me as a Spurs fan when he left Tottenham. Looking at his move, do you think he's made the right move?
Yeah, they're top of the league.
Why did you say it so quickly?
Because they're top of the league, they're going to win the league. It's game over. So if you're in a winning side, he's obviously doing something right.
And you don't think he thinks staying at Spurs would have stunted his growth, so to speak, career-wise?
I don't think they're as good as Man City.
No.
So
I think I can agree with that off the back of last weekend's result. Right. Centre back. Now this is where it gets interesting. So I've just seen the name. Now who's Terry? Can you just tell me that Terry? That's John Terry. Now, okay, this is a Premier League team of 2017. So of course it takes into account this part of this season, the halfway point of this season, and also the second half of last season, so January to December. So you're quite right in saying John Terry, he was technically a Premier League player last season.
Yeah.
But worth pointing out that Dan, who do you support?
Aston Villa.
So is this heart versus head?
No. As far as I'm concerned, he could still play in the Premier League.
You think he's good enough to play in the Premier League right now?
I reckon he could play out. Probably he could play for any team outside the top 7 in the Premier League.
With that said, then why do you think he's at Aston Villa?
Because he didn't want to play against Chelsea.
Okay. You think that's the sole reason?
And probably we pay him more money than
bit of both.
Swansea and Stoke and a few of the others.
He's a quality player, currently injured as well. I've gone for
I think it's good. I think he retired from Chelsea.
I can see that.
And I think it's nice to sort of celebrate him. Look, I love JT. So whatever, it could be World 11, JT's in there.
JT would get in your current World 11?
World 11, JT's in there.
Wow.
Captain, he's the man.
Captain, leader, legend. Will he be at Aston Villa next season?
No.
Don't think so?
No.
Wow, okay. Can tell he's getting really emotional.
He'll get us promoted.
Yeah.
And he's then going to go, but I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to be a coach at Villa.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Surely he'd want to be a coach at Chelsea.
I think he will, but I don't think the current setup there is going to be right for him. It's not like Gerrard going straight. I think Bruce will say to him, look, come in and be with us on maybe the reserves or the first team.
Yep. Okay, I've gone, again, not sort of heart versus head. I am a Tottenham fan. Obviously, he's been ever present in the back line for us. Jan Vertonghen, record Belgium appearance holder of all time recently. Been an absolute rock for us. I think he's a bit underrated as well, if I'm being honest. So I've gone for Jan Vertonghen there. I don't think many people would argue with that. Right, again, we haven't seen these. I've only seen mine. Dan's only seen his. So let's reveal the second centre-back. Oh, disagreeing again. Now, can I just say, you might be looking at that and thinking, oh, he's just gone for his two fellow Spurs fans.
So far you've got an ex-Spurs player and 2 Spurs defenders. So it is a bit heart over head, isn't it, really?
Factually correct. I can confirm that Stephen Carr isn't the left back. Vertonghen and Alderweireld, I think the one area of the pitch where you've got to build a partnership, it is the centre-back formation. So I've picked mine based on who can play together. They're teammates for Spurs, they're teammates for Belgium. I was chatting to Paul Merson recently. Paul Merson said that Toby Alderweireld is the best current centre-back in the world, is how he described him. His stats are incredible. Been part of Tottenham, whose back line the last 2 years has been one of the best defences in the country. What's amazing about him, Dan, as well, is that his yellow cards and red cards and discipline it's almost non-existent. He never gets booked. I almost think he could play as a DM. He's so cultured.
Do you think he'll stay?
Very good question, actually, because he's one of the few Spurs players that hasn't signed his contract extension. It is up in the air massively at the minute.
He'll go to a bigger club, won't he?
But is there a bigger club? I mean, there are bigger clubs.
There's much bigger clubs.
The point I want to make is that at the Fans Forum, which Poch and Lloris did, that's just the phone ringing in the office, ignore it, we'll carry on. They are still confident that Toby Alderweireld will sign a Spurs contract extension. He hasn't at the minute.
If you get Champions League, which you're not, but if you did, then possibly he'd stay. But
you don't think Spurs will finish in the top 4 this year?
No.
Really?
No.
Why did you say that?
I don't know. They're just not doing what they should be doing.
I think we will finish in the top 4, but I do agree with you. I think whether or not he stays is massively down to if we finish in the top 4. Completely agree with you. If we finish fifth, there's a big problem for Spurs' whole DNA, because the big thing that we've got is that we're not paying players' wages, but the one thing we have got is that we're playing Champions League football. If you take the Champions League football out of it, in addition to the fact that we're not paying wages, we are in the new stadium next season, but I think Champions League football is so big.
If you can hold on to that, I think that for me the manager is he's world class.
Yeah.
So I think if the manager can hold on to a bunch of these players, get into the new stadium, then I think from next season, it's Champions League there on in. I just think this season it just feels now a bit shaky. And I think if you don't get Champions League and maybe one or two other players wobble a little bit, he might be off.
Yeah, is it down to the Wembley factor? I do not know.
I mean, if Villa get promoted, he can.
Yeah, go a bit. I can see that happening. You've gone for Otamendi. Why have you gone for him?
Again, I just think that they're playing good football, aren't they? You know, and he's been a regular. He's doing a good job. Obviously, the manager likes him, and if Pep's giving you the, you know,
he is playing a lot under Pep.
Then you've got, and he's playing good football. I think he's one of the kind of does the job. He's tough, but I think he also plays how Pep wants him to play, which is ball down, gets it, knocks it about. Yeah. So for me, it's a nice balance. You got John Terry, typical. English centre. He's a great passer as well. Yeah. So that's why
he loves John Terry, doesn't he?
But no, Otamendi. I mean, they're running away with the league, and I think as much as they're exciting up, the forward area, I think you've got to be able to be solid at the back, and I think he's pretty much been their number one.
Yeah, he's played well. Let us know what you think of the production values as well here, because we've got the white ball, we've got the shirts. I mean, this is really high-end stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, no. I mean,
really
it's we're in a League Two ball.
League Two, but right, left back. Oh, disagreement again. This is getting interesting now.
Has he played at Spurs?
So he hasn't played at Spurs. There we go. Neither has David De Gea, I'd like to point out. I've gone for Azpilicueta. Probably should have just written Dave, as Chelsea fans refer to him, because I struggled to fit all of the letters in, as you can see. So it's the names are getting smaller and smaller. I've gone for Azpilicueta. Interesting that I've put him on the left. I know that he sometimes plays the left of a three, centre of a three. He can play as a wing back. He's quite versatile. He tends to play in that central three now for Chelsea because they play with wing backs. But for me, left-sided, I think he's just so consistent. I speak to a lot of Chelsea fans about him over the course of the season, and they describe him as your 7 out of 10 player every single game. You know what you're getting from him. Absolute pro as well, by all accounts. But you've gone for Ryan Bertrand.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. I think he's playing really well this season. I think he's probably better than the club he's at. I think he could quite easily be, maybe one or two of the clubs in the top.
Well, he's linked with Man City, wasn't he, in the summer? And linked with Chelsea as well.
And I don't know. I think he's also kind of. I mean, mind you, I've got Walker right back who was on loan at Villa. Bertrand was on loan at Villa. So
someone who's at Villa.
I mean, we're a good club, a great club. But I think that I like the fact that he's played at a few other clubs. He's been out on loan. He's kind of played at sort of both ends of the table, and I think he's very, very good. I think he's only going to get better as well. Yeah, for me, he's like straight on. Yeah, really. He'll definitely go to the World Cup, I think. Also won the Champions League as well. Started for Chelsea, don't forget, in the Champions League final. Who was the manager of that? Who was the manager? Roberto Di Matteo was. Ex-Villa manager. Yeah, there's a running theme here. There's a theme, isn't it? Ryan was a lion in Bayern. Right, I'm going to take away all of the midfield ones now, because my system is not actually a 4-4-2, so I want to explain it. Okay. So let's look at the midfield. Oh, okay, straight away, this is going to be interesting. And again, let us know in the comments who'll be in your midfield. Right, so how I'm going to play, I'm going to have one sitting and then the 3 roaming, but we didn't really have space on the board to do this, so we've put it as a 4. I've gone for Kante as my DM, you've gone for Matic. Yeah. Why have you gone for Matic? Kante won the league with Chelsea last year. Yeah, so did Matic. Yeah, but he didn't play as much, did they? They let him go. You think Matic is better than Kante? I think that's I think part of the reason why Chelsea are struggling this season is because Matic, who's gone. It was probably the strangest sign, or selling a player since Van Persie went to Man United. Bizarre.
Yeah, it was bizarre. I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't know why Chelsea got rid of him and they brought Drinkwater in, and is he an improvement?
He's
Matic?
nowhere near as good
Probably
as Matic.
Not.
But I think that Matic he's a better distributor of the ball than Kante is.
Okay, interesting. We've both gone for De Bruyne. I think massive part of my thinking there was the season he's having this year. I mean, this season, sorry, just been an incredible player. I mean, just
another player that Chelsea shouldn't let go.
Yeah, another player that Chelsea shouldn't let go. So I've gone Kante sitting matches in. Right, this is where it gets interesting because we've both gone for Hazard as well out wide. You've gone Sterling. See, I've gone Coutinho. Now I'm thinking because it's team of 2017, you've got the whole of the end part of last season from January onwards. He was phenomenal for Liverpool. Does everything. He can play almost anywhere in this roaming three as I'd like to have him. Don't forget, Barcelona were linked with him as the replacement for Neymar. He's that good. And I think he's carried on that form this season. But you've gone for Sterling. I presume you're talking about this season more than last season.
Yeah, but I think he's showing now what he can do. And I think if he's in the right headspace, I think he's under the right manager again. I think he'll just continue to get better and better.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a lot for someone like Pep to kind of acknowledge a player like that when he's managed people like Messi, some massive names. So for me, Sterling this season, I think he's done enough for me to warrant the whole year.
Yeah. One of the most informed players in the Premier League, probably have to say. Right, so then this is our number in behind the striker, number 10.
Yeah.
So you've gone for Dele, and I love Dele Alli, of course. I've gone for Sanchez. Does that surprise you?
It does a bit, yeah. The
reason I've gone for Sanchez is mainly his form on the back end of last season. I just thought he chipped in with so many goals, got so many assists. The cup final one that Arsenal beat Chelsea on, which many people thought was a shot. I just think that man can play in any team in the Prem. I just think he could almost any team in the world. I was surprised that Barcelona let him go.
I don't know if he can play in any team. I don't think he's that good.
Do you not think Man City were linked with him? Man City, who are the best team in England, spent hours and hours trying to sign him. In fact, he was probably up to deadline day their number one target on the last few days in the transfer window.
Forget these two, but any other from there can all swap with him.
Yeah. That's how I imagine mine. I'd have Kante sitting, and I'd have these three.
We didn't really talk much about Hazard.
These four. Let's talk about Hazard then.
World class.
Is he the best player on this board, do you think?
I think it's hard to beat De Bruyne.
The best. I've got to say, there's a lot of Belgians, aren't there?
Yeah.
Should we be worried as England fans for the World Cup with the amount of Belgians?
Not with their manager. We don't need to worry.
No. Hazard, world class. Do you think he'll ever win a Ballon d'Or?
No. I don't. I think he is world class, and I think he works well in a team. But I don't think he's like he's not up there as an individual like Messi and Ronaldo. That's my feeling.
And best Belgian this season? So I'm going to say De Bruyne. I'm going to say De Bruyne as well. I think in training, if you watched the Belgian team train, I think he would be the most impressive player to watch, Hazard.
Yeah.
He just does everything on his own. But I think this season in form, you've got to say Kevin De Bruyne is the most informed player in the Premier League right now. Sterling, yeah, it's a good shout. Right, finally, our striker. Please, yes, you have. There can be no arguments with this man. 50 goals in 48 appearances for club and country this year. I mean, he's world class, isn't he?
I was going to go Benteke
well,
until the penalty miss.
Until the penalty miss, yeah.
You can't.
How good is Harry Kane? Because his stats are comparable to Lewandowski, Messi, and Ronaldo this year. But I still think there are certain people that don't look at him in that same breath. He's got to be in the top 5 strikers in the world, doesn't he?
Yeah, easily. But I think it's because I think he's right to stay at Spurs, and if I was him, I'd stay at Spurs as long as I could because he's the main man. But he's never going to get the same recognition by being at Spurs.
Why do you say that?
In the same way that Bale gets more recognition now being at Real Madrid than he did, because they're a big club, but they're not top level club, are they? They don't win enough.
Well,
they don't win anything.
Moving slowly. Right, so that is our team. Captain's armband. That's a tough one as well, isn't it? Where do we get the captain? We just chuck this in there. Who do you give the captain's armband to?
John Terry.
John Terry, cool, silly question. Who do I give my captain's armband to? I'll probably give it to De Gea,
Really?
Yeah, probably give my captain's armband.
Is he a good leader? Is he?
I think I'd stick De Gea as my captain. I'm going to mention as well super sub Mo Salah. Obviously, he wasn't in the Premier League last season. This year he was. Last season he wasn't in the Premier League. Mo Salah deserves a mention because he has been lightning form this season. I mean, if we were doing this again next year, I guarantee he'd be in both of our teams.
Yeah.
No, you don't agree?
No, yeah, I think it would. I think it's tough. I think I'd probably put Giroud.
Giroud.
Super sub, isn't he?
He is a super sub, yeah.
His goals coming off the bench, I think it's Premier League record.
Yeah, he loves to go off the bench. Heung-min Son as well. Absolute
And Lukaku.
off the bench. Heung-min Son. Right, gaffers.
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche. Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think when you look at Man United, Man City, Chelsea, they've obviously got to be good managers, but they've got massive budgets and they've already inherited big squads, good players, great players. But Sean Dyche brought Burnley up first time, relegated, brought them back up again, and now they're like 7th.
Yeah, they're above Spurs for a little period of time.
Their wage bill and their transfer budgets are tiny.
Yeah.
So to do what he's done, as far as I'm concerned, is unbelievable.
See, I was going to go Pep Guardiola as the gaffer just because of what he's done at Man City, how they're playing. It's just, I mean, watching the Spurs Man City game on the weekend, they just blew us apart. And the philosophy that he's brought into that club. But it's an interesting point that you make, because Pep Guardiola, I read, has spent over £1 billion as manager of Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Man City. So it goes back to what you're saying. Is he a world-class manager, or has he just had all the right tools at the right time? Is it harder doing what Sean Dyche is doing at Burnley than it is at what Pep Guardiola is doing at Man City?
I would, once Pep's done at Man City, I think if he, go and see him take over MK Dons.
I'd love that.
And see how he does.
How good would that be?
Yeah. That's where I think you'd see. Sean Dyche for me now is kind of, in the same way that Sam Allardyce got to a point where you went, okay, cool, he can manage a couple of the big clubs.
Yeah. Sean
Dyche has done the same. I think it's good he's stayed where he is, but I thought he would have done a good shout for the Everton job.
He was linked with him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Linked with him, right, okay, I will go Pep, because I do love him. You have gone Sean Dyche. Right, so that is our team. Let us know in the comments section who you think has got a stronger team. Mine is in green, Dan's is in black. Well, just look at the Villa references to know which one's Dan is.
All the Spurs references.
All the Spurs references, yeah. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon.